Alright, welcome back, y'all. So, I'm going to make a quick little video here. I've got my Chinese 92mm throttle body that I'm putting on this LS2 intake that's going on the Turbo LS nitrous swap Miata. You see, we made 46 horsepower shy of 1,000, so hopefully we can get some more air in it and get a little more power just on turbo by itself. But I've learned some things, from watching people's videos here and there, so I decided I'm going to make one with all the information that I've learned so far, just all compiled into one little short video. On the China throttle bodies, your 92 and your 102s, recently they're really not that bad, so I was expecting some type of shaft play in here. Like, it's really tight. So the biggest thing that you can have a problem with a boost application is right here. This guy right here, you're going to have a boost leak there. So what somebody figured out is this seal right here, which part number 0930-060. So this is a seal that's called an oil seal for a Polaris Arctic Cat snowmobile, I believe it is. And it was like $10 on eBay. So that's the only place that I could find this one in particular. I looked on Amazon and I couldn't find it. But this little guy right here happens to fit perfectly on this shaft. And the OD is perfect right here on the throttle body. If I can get it down there. And then, yeah, right there. And then I believe we tap it in with a 17mm socket ever so gently, and that'll fix the boost leak right there. I'm not going to put it in just yet because I'm still doing some things to this. So that's a really good bit of info right there. Another really important thing you want to do is these screws right here are not Loctited in. I actually already did it. You can see a little bit of remnants of Loctite on the back side, but take those out, put some red Loctite on them so you're not sucking screws down into your motor at some point. And then, me personally, I don't like how strong the spring is on these. They come with 2 springs coiled together, so I just took one. I'm only going to use one of the springs, and it feels like basically like a stock throttle body, how it springs back. Very simple how it goes together. That guy sits in there, that one in there. If I can do this one-handed, so now if I can do it one-handed, you can see it springs back like the stock one does. A lot of people say this guy right here is held in with this set screw. They say to put some Loctite on it because it can back out and pop off and, hit wide open throttle or whatever. So I just had the idea myself to chuck it up in my vise here, and I drilled a hole. Or, well, not a hole, but I drilled a little recessed area right there I started with a smaller bit, but I ended up using a 3/16. It's a little bit off, but I tried it and it works. So I have an area because you see that's got the flat edge right there, but that's just round all the way through and it's got the set screw. So I got that there. And I kind of just tightened it down and saw where the mark was and then drilled a little bit from there. So now I can come in and it sets in there. Whoops. If I get in the right spot and tighten it enough. That. Now it sets in there. And I'm confident that it's not going to go flying off. And that's not even cranked down right now. So that's something I thought of on my own. And aside from that, wait a minute. Yeah, what's going on? What the fuck happened? Okay, well, actually, crisis averted, I think. So my little mod I did on here, so I don't know how well you can see this, if you can see down in there. The flash will help or not. But the way that set screw goes down in there, it's going in at an angle. It's not completely flat. I don't know why it doesn't sit right. But anyways, well, that's how it was. So the hole that I drilled, it cocked it off. So it wasn't letting the throttle blade close all the way. So now, right now, it is working. And I've got it, I don't have the spring in, but it's closing all the way. And that's going all the way to the stop right there where it should. So what I did was I had to get crafty with my Dremel. So I kind of just made a channel all the way across, and it's a little deep and a little bit bigger than I was kind of shooting for, but it's going to hold it in, and it's working. I thought I was going to have to get another one of these, but luckily I don't. And I went in a bit far, and what that was doing is that was pulling the blade this way, so it was making it hard to open and close. So I made my groove a little farther out, just a hair. So seems like it's all right. Should be work fine. I'm going to put the spring in after I get the seal in and put some Loctite on it, and that should be good to go on that part. And aside from that, one of the biggest complaints with these and even the Hollies and all that is the whistle from the IAC. So what I plan on doing is, and it's still not guaranteed, it's not going to whistle. I'm going to come in here and port this out and just kind of open this up right here. And then on the back side, I'll come in here and do the same. That's throttle blade's not in the right spot, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to open this up a little bit. So looking at it, I can see where the stop is. I don't know if you can really see that, but you can see where the stops on from the IAC, and I just know to not go that far, but there's a little bit, so I might be able to port it that way a little. I'm going to do that, and I'll show you what I get. All right, so I got my seal down, 16 millimeter socket, fit perfect. Well, mine did. And you see it's just going to set just a little above flush. So that's what you want right there. I put a little bit of grease on the inside of it. And then I'm going to use a single spring. So I'm going to take that guy there, come back just like that. And then I will tighten it down. I'm going to put a bunch of Loctite down in that set screw, which I just took the set screw out and filled it full of Loctite, and, well, get the idea. But we are good to go now, and I push on it. It's staying in place. Earlier, and before I did the little deal with the Dremel, it wasn't sitting proper. It would kind of go back and forth, but now you see it's sitting the way it's supposed to. And I dodged that bullet, so I improved it, didn't improve it, and then figured out the improvement. So that's good. Now on to the porting part. Okay, so I did a little bit of light porting. So you can see I opened it up a bit. So this all came this way at an angle, so you can see where the paint is. Let me turn the flash on so you can see where the paint is down in there. So I kind of just brought it out this way, and that opened it up for more air to get through. So this part's the same size, but it was a smaller hole like that way. And then on the front side, I just kind of opened it up. It just to kind of, take the edge off of it. I don't know if that'll flow that much more. And then I didn't do anything to this. Hopefully I won't get a whistle out of that. I'll talk about that in just 1 second, but I won't be using that. So I have put a couple of these on some projects that I've worked on at work, and I don't really hear a crazy whistle like I see on some of the older videos, like a few years old. And even longer than that, I guess. It seems like it used to be a problem that was really bad, and my buddy has one of these. I still got to clean the metal out of it. He said he doesn't really have a problem with the whistle, and mine's a boosted application. It's gonna have a coupler on it, so I doubt you'd hear it over any of the other stuff going on anyways. But so I just did some light porting on it, and then right here, that's where the PCV tube came normally, and it literally just, well, I tapped it a little bit, but it pretty much just sits in there. So I didn't do any drilling. That's just the hole that the size of the hole that it comes with. But I ran a 1/8" MPT tap down in there, and it barely cut any threads in it, but it was like just enough to where I put some thread sealant on it, and I just kept running it all the way down till it got tight. And I mean, it's pretty snug in there, so I'm confident that it won't leak if I have to go back there and do something later, maybe get it welded up, but I mean, it's pretty tight. I don't know if you can, but putting some pressure on it. So I think that'll be fine. But if you really want to, you could drop some JB weld down in there or something like that, or have it welded. One of the two. Yeah, I think she's good to go now. I mean, works pretty well. And I ran some water in it to get most of the metal out, and it actually holds water. Obviously, like it'll be dripping out of the bottom, but like really slow drops. I was surprised. I mean, you can see a little light through it, but it holds water up to here, so that was kind of interesting. Well, I'm pretty much done with my intake, and then I'm gonna get it on the car, and we'll see how it works. But I figure that was a good little overview on how you can take a cheap Chinese throttle body, which this one was $60 on Amazon through Max Peating Rods. But I don't think it makes much of a difference. And you can mod it and make it reliable or more safe, I guess you could say. So you're not sucking any parts into your motor and doesn't have a boost leak. Hopefully that works out well and your little throttle deal doesn't pop off and it gets stuck wide open. And one last mod here that I did that's a little more than DIY friendly, but not necessarily. It just takes a little more machinery that not a lot of people have, but luckily I was able to go to work and I chucked this thing up on the lathe here. Show you a clip. We took, I believe it was about 60 thousandths off here to create more of a lip. And the main reason I did this instead of just adding a bead, like welding a bead around it, is because in my application right here, I kind of have to use this coupler, which is the 3 to 3.9 inch that fits on like the stock size truck throttle body and Camaro and all that stuff, which with the 92 it just barely fits over that lip there. Like I gotta take a screwdriver, but once you get it the last little bit on, it slips right on. So instead of putting a bead on it, I went the opposite direction to give me a lip for that coupler to clamp down onto so it doesn't pop off under boost. So that is one way you can do it. I know the 102s are a little bit bigger. This one's like right over 4 inches in diameter, and though some of the 102s I've seen, they have a smaller lip on it, so that's definitely something that I would address, either putting a bead or putting it on the lathe and making it smaller. Obviously it's easier if you can run other styles of couplers. So that's my throttle body mods, and hopefully this helps y'all out. And if you want to see some turbo nitrous LS Miata stuff, check out some of the videos here on the end of the screen. As always, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you in the next one. Later, y'all.